Now your host, Romy Bean, and the coach of the CU Buffs, Deion Sanders.
Colorado's got a couple good players, but I also know you guys have beaten them twice in a row, so don't bet against the Wildcats tomorrow.
One-handed try. Well, let me give you a delayed touchdown. Touchdown, Colorado. Speeda steps up, and he's grabbed and sacked again. Grabbed from behind, and he's sacked. And the ball comes loose, and now Colorado's recovered. They come into Tucson and dominate Arizona.
President Obama is everything to me. I mean, I love him, I admired him, I respect him tremendously. But I heard what he said. But President, come on, man. You my man. I love you. I appreciate you. But come on, dog.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into Coach Prime's Playbook. We got a very special guest today. I'm going to introduce him. If you know him, if you follow the Bucks, you probably know. But before we get into that, I'm just curious, have we had a follow-up from the former president?
No, he hadn't hit me up yet. But I'm pretty sure he heard what I said.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, keep us updated.
I will. I certainly will.
All right. Well, we got a very special show today. Defensive coordinator Rob Livingston going to join us for the whole first segment. And Coach, you're both coach, so I feel weird.
He better get used to this.
Yeah.
It's going to happen.
We're going to get confused.
It's going to happen.
This is really just an audition for the future here.
No, exactly.
It's been such a joy and so much fun to watch this defense. I just want to start with the past few games. I mean, you have 7 sacks in the last game. What has gone on with the surge and the rise of this defense from your perspective?
Yeah, it's just a testament to the players and the staff. You know, I think it starts with the staff there. I mean, they've got Coach Dancy, Coach Sapp, Coach Lewis. They do a phenomenal job. They get those guys flying around. And the players are making plays. You know, as he talked about this morning, you know, it's not a surprise. We expected y'all to do this the whole time.
Right.
So, you know, it's a great first step, second step, however you want to view it. But just excited and proud of those guys. And now the next thing is consistency, right? Can you do it the next week and the next week? You know, it's not always going to be 7, but to impact the quarterback and kind of have the feel they had in that game was obviously very special.
Should have been 12, by the way, but we're not counting.
So we'll get that next time. I'm going to say Coach Prime and Coach Rob, so I don't confuse you. Coach Prime, how did you zero in on wanting to bring Rob here?
Well, stalking, borderline.
Okay,
borderline.
that's good.
No, I'll tell you what, the persons that called us on his behalf were truly adamant, and they're people that we really respect. And then getting on the phone with Coach and seeing him do his thing, and then he came and he was ultimately prepared above reproach. I mean, it was just a fit. It's sort of like, I'm telling you, when you put that key in the front door and it clicks and it opens, you have that fit. And he was definitely that one that handedly opened that door and unlocked that door for what we are seeing right now.
Is there anything that has surprised you or exceeded your expectations from when you hired him?
No, my expectation is what it is. Coach is doing a phenomenal job, but the main thing is the communication. Not only with the players, that's one thing, but with the other coaches, because you got to understand it's rare that a coordinator comes in without his luggage. Usually he's bringing in his guys, you know, and so he's comfortable. No. It was already established here, and he just had to come in and do his thing. So that was truly different for him, but he came in and won the room and allowed everyone to be whom they are, and it's hilarious because we had a moment on the plane the other night when D. Lou was yelling, talking. He didn't know he had that because he had headsets on, and Sapp said something, and he said, "Oh my God." It's some of those little small things that we know what each other are thinking, and it's phenomenal. And then the communication that we have in game is phenomenal as well.
Coach Rob, what's been the biggest difference for you going from NFL for almost a decade to now college?
Oh, limitless, right? The age. I think the first time I showed up here and you meet the guys and you're like, oh my God, he's 18 years old.
Yeah.
The time, you know, the constraints. Obviously, we're working under different constraints here, and just the in-game stuff. You know, we talked about it. The North Dakota State game. You know, we go in at halftime, and obviously we had to make some adjustments and corrections. And I look up, and there's still 12 minutes on the clock. You know, so the halftime is so much longer. You know, you can really get to the guys and make the corrections and the adjustments you need to make, and they can take a breath, which I think is key. You know, especially with these guys. I mean, you're ramped up for 2 quarters, so now just take a breath and then get ready to go. But really, when he was talking about the staff, I mean, that was a phenomenal asset for me. You know, I came in here and everybody, they knew their guys. They knew their people. They had already learned their learners. They knew where the hot spots were. They knew who the guys that could play, who couldn't play. So it was a phenomenal blessing, really, to walk in and have kind of the Wikipedia notes on everybody and kind of go from there. You've worked with a lot of great pro cornerbacks. How does Travis Hunter compare to some of the guys you worked with in the NFL? Oh, Travis is as rare as anything. We talk about it all the time. Travis is a unicorn. You know, for him to do it on one side of the ball and then turn around and do it on the other, you know, I know it's glossed over because it's Travis, and we probably don't make as big a deal as we should. But it's amazing. And in a testament to him and the people in his life, you know, he's a better person than he is a player. That's you know, when I first got here, he's leading them in the running. He's lifting hard in the weight room. Fast forward 2 or 3 months, he's got a 4.0 GPA. I'm really looking for something wrong with it. I haven't found it yet. So he's him.
That thing he wears around his head.
There's some questionable wardrobe decisions. I'm probably not in the position where I can question people's wardrobe. Okay. I'm a little plain Jane myself, so I'll let that one go. Okay, we'll let that one slide because he seems pretty good at everything else. When you talked about when you came in here, gosh, these guys are so young. Yeah. Did you change anything from your coaching style, how you speak with them compared to how it was with NFL guys? We shrunk down a lot of the volume. You know, I think in this profession, we as coaches too often make the mistake of thinking, you know, more is better. And, you know, you go in with 38 calls and checks off everything. And if you can't rep it, if they can't learn it, then you're really just wasting your time. You know, he made a great point last week. We were doing a kind of a semi-run through on Friday, and same kind of coverage that we'd had a couple issues with, we'll put it that way, earlier in the week. And politely, I'll say, he looks at me and says, hey, dude, take it out. What are we doing? You know, it's not worth it. It's not worth the angst. So, you know, we've really kind of pared it back. And, you know, our attitude as a staff is it's about the players, not the plays, right? So if we can put Travis in a position to be successful, if we can put a pass rusher, if we can put Cam, if we can put Shiloh where we can go make a play on the ball, then that's really what we're trying to do. So let's not make it harder than it has to be. Well, Coach Rob, such a joy to have you on the show. It's such a joy to have you in Boulder. Thank you for bringing him here, Coach Prime. Good luck on Saturday. We appreciate the time. Thanks so much for having me. Appreciate it. Guys, we got to take a break. Coming up next, we're going to switch to offense. We're going to talk to one of Shedeur's favorite targets. We'll talk to LeJohntay Wester on the other side.
49-yard line, shotgun snap, low to Shedeur, drop, scans, pressure, goes for the home run downfield. LeJohntay Wester's out there at the 10-yard line, makes the grab, and he's spun down between the numbers and hash to the far side.
He gets right on top of the secondary, Genesis Smith, the nickel there. He runs right by him.
Welcome back into Coach Prime's Playbook. I know we said we're going to talk to LeJohntay Wester, but he's in class, and we know, Coach, they got to win in the classroom too. So let me just ask you about LeJohntay, who has just every single week just seems to be exceptional.
He's a dog.
What has impressed you most about him?
Conforming to understanding that you got to understand, like he and Will Shepard, the programs that they came from, they were the #1 option. Yeah. Coming here, understanding that may not happen. Yeah. But now I got to humble myself and still be ready, because with the quarterback we have, we don't know where that ball's going. He's not going to play favorites with that ball. Yeah. Like, he's going to read the defense, and I just got to be on my game when it happens. And that's what he's been doing consistently, but he's gotten better and better and better, understanding the offense, understanding the quarterback, the system, and making plays each and every week.
I want to talk to you about Shedeur pushing these guys. So there's a video that's kind of going around that I think Bucky got where he said, hey, you good for the go route? Yeah, that's normal. I think Shep said, I rolled my ankle. He said, no, are you good to go?
Yeah, he didn't say it like that, but
yes.
Thank you.
That way he said it. That, which you love to see it, right? But what does that do for all those receivers, everyone around them?
Well, I've been seeing that since for a long time, for his whole life. That's why we call him grown, because he's always been mature, and he's always seen things that they may not see, and he pushes them to go to the next level. See, those relationships, you can have those type of conversations that are inflamed because of the work that you put in together in the summer. So you know one another, you know what buttons to push with certain guys, and even with Travis saying, don't worry about me, I got I'm ready. Yeah. You know, so you got to win on that dig. So those guys, those conversations are held like that on the field. Yeah. So when you see them looking over there and he's checking off when he sees a cornerback or DB that's vulnerable, that happened because of what transpired this offseason and in practice on a daily basis. But I love it.
Yeah, it's very cool to see kind of that inside of what happens. One of the cliche phrases in football is games are won and lost in the trenches. And if we go to this last game, You guys dominated, absolutely dominated at the lines of scrimmage on both sides. How demoralizing is that for an opponent when you're
it's
doing
tough.
that?
It's tough when you could run the ball, you know, at someone. I mean, we're not nearly where we want to be running the football, but we're getting there slowly but surely. And when we could take some pressure off the passing game and we're able to really be versatile throwing the ball as well as running the ball, as you see Shedeur having a scamper because they're so concerned with what we're going to do throwing the ball, that opens us up tremendously. And now when we could stop the run, I'm going to say it again, stop the run, and the sacks are going to pour in because we have guys out there that can tremendously cover. But when you giving people a two-way go, they can run and throw, that's tough. That's tough to defend.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the cool things that happened in the Arizona game, obviously, it was such a dominant game. We saw a lot of guys that we hadn't seen before, right? You got Cash Cleveland, even Keaton Wade with his 2 sacks.
Yeah.
What does that do for kind of the team chemistry when these guys get
tremendous,
opportunities?
because you got a guy like Cash, came from IMG, but Cash wasn't a no-star. I mean, he didn't have any accolades coming in, but guess what? The kid works. Yeah. The kid prepares. The kid studies. The thing that people should have noticed, not just Cash getting in, but his first play he got in. He was running everything.
Yeah.
He got up there, he was pointing out, Mike, he was pointing out everything. He was letting the linemen know what the calls were. He went in there and took over. Yeah. And guess what? Didn't play a snap with the first team offense all week. Wow. Scout team all week.
Wow.
But when his number was called, he was ready.
That's true.
And I'm proud of him. Keaton Wade, I mean, just hurt, injured, surgery, never bickered, murmured, just kept his head down and fought when he got his opportunity, worked his butt off in practice, got in there, we created the package for him. He got in there and made things happen. I mean, having 2 sacks, unbelievable.
Yeah.
Testament to who he is.
Absolutely tremendous. So cool to see those guys get their opportunities and make the most of it. We're going to take a break right now. Welcome back into Coach Prime's Playbook. It's time now for Who's Next, and Who's Next is the Cincinnati Bearcats, who have maybe surprised some people. Let's take a look. They are just like the Buffs. They're 5-2. They're 3-1 in Big 12 play. They're only allowed 19 points per game. They're just one of 4 teams in the Big 12 that are allowing less than 20 a game, and quite the turnaround. They went 1-8 in the Big 12 last season. Let's hear from head coach Scott Satterfield, who's not surprised about this turnaround and where his team's at right now.
That's been our goal, is to win and compete for a Big 12 championship. And so our guys have done a great job of just taking it 1 week at a time. You know.
And when you look at the Bearcats, I think one thing that stands out is how fast they start. I think they're outscoring opponents 78-23 in the first quarter of games.
Right.
What do you, when you hear that, what does that mean in terms of how you attack them?
Statistically, we stack up pretty well, tremendously. They're running the ball much more effectively, like everyone else is, than us. But we love what we're bringing to the table defensively, and especially since the surgence of getting to the quarterback. It's going to be a good game. It's an evenly matched game. Like I consistently say, we stop the run, we protect our quarterback, it's going to be hard to beat us.
You know, every game, one thing that people love about football is that every game means so much.
Right.
Even more so in college than the NFL because there's 12 of them.
That's right.
When you look at games now that we're getting closer towards the end of the season, is there that, do you look at it like this could be an elimination game to get into the Big 12 championship?
Every game is an elimination game. Like right now, like it's like Coach said, it's like a 1-game playoff right now. Like you got to focus on this one game and you got to dominate and win this one game. Then you move on to next week. But right now it's all Cincinnati. It's focusing on all 3 phases: offense, defense, as well as special teams.
Cincinnati maybe doesn't have any huge superstars, but you got a quarterback who's really consistent.
Yeah, but they're good.
Dual threat guy.
Yeah.
When you hear dual threat quarterback, how much more challenging?
I don't even know what that really means.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? I
Everybody
really have a
runs.
dual thinking quarterback. Like you could really think through this area of concern. You could think through this. That's what I call a dual threat guy, that he's very thoughtful in the decisions that they make. You really look for a quarterback to make sound decisions, and this kid makes tremendous decisions. Their offense is, I'm telling you, they have balance. They run the ball effectively. They throw the ball effectively. It's not they're not alarming with one thing more abundant than the other. But these offense, I mean, they're getting over 400 yards and 500 yards a game, so which is really good.
All right, here's my question. What are we going to do about these 8-15 kicks, though?
Yeah. You think I woke up this morning and said, I can't wait to play at 8:15 tonight. I mean, that's 10-15 on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. Unfortunately, they know that we could provoke people to watch and command a rating, so I think that's kind of why they do it to us as well. Prayerfully, this is the last one, but I'm thankful because, you know, once upon a time we weren't on television around here, and we're thankful that we're on television. So we can't choose the times that we want to play. We would love to play day games because we perform better in day games. So now we have to flip the schedule to make sure the young men get enough rest and they're ready to go.
Okay, well, that's a better attitude than I have about it, so I like that. We're going to take a break. On the other side, we're going to talk about something that's just absolutely head-scratching. We'll get Coach's take on it. Welcome back into Coach Prime's Playbook here in Boulder. Time now for the final whistle, and I got to talk to you about a play that happened in the Central Florida-Iowa State game. I feel like we see this every week. The guy drops the ball a yard short of the end zone. Do you show this play to your guys?
My guys know better. Because if they do that and drop the ball, they might as well keep running. Just keep running right out the stadium, because I promise you, you're not getting back in the game. I promise you, you would never get back in the game if you do something like that. It don't make sense. Happens every year.
Every year, all the time. All right, well, that'll do it for us. You won't see that happening to someone on the Buffs. Thanks for joining us, Coach. A pleasure as always. See you guys on Saturday.